as promised, AirTags, or AirTag, the AirTag. So this is the latest addition to Apple's product lineup for 2021, and AirTags are simple, really. You attach it to some stuff to help you find that stuff. So you might remember when they announced at the keynote, they'd be selling a single one of these AirTags for $29, or a 4-pack, the obviously better deal, at $99. And the unboxing, right in line with what you'd expect, is pretty minimal. There's no Apple stickers even, just a few bits of documentation. Then you open it up, and there's some instructions, and the AirTag's right in the middle. And it's actually inside some plastic here, and so when you take it out of all of this plastic, the last bit is a tab. And when you pull that plastic tab out, the battery circuit is closed, the AirPod turns on for the first time, and makes a noise. So from there, you want to grab your iPhone on iOS 14.5 or later, which is going to be brand new when this comes out, and put that AirTag down somewhere nearby. Seems like the power button is pretty close to ideal, and you get a message to pair it up. And this step is actually pretty important. So first you name it so you know what it's attached to when you see it on the map, and then you register your AirTag so it connects the AirTag to your Apple ID and phone number. So if someone finds it, they'll have that info and they can get in contact with you. Then you're done. So this is the first time I'm seeing an AirPod in person, and it's about the size I expected. It's pretty small. It's like a puck. It's like a checkers piece. It's about the size of a checkers piece, but nice and smooth. It's this white plastic at the top, and then it's a stainless steel metal bottom, and it's got some text on it that says, designed by Apple in California, assembled in China, Bluetooth LE for low energy, AirTag, and an Apple logo in the middle. Great. I've only had this for a couple hours though, and you can already see I do have some scratches on it. So I imagine if you have this on like your keychain or something where it's gonna rub up against keys a lot, don't expect this to look amazing after a while. It's kind of like the Apple Card. Same thing. Looks great when it's brand new, but it's gonna take some wear and tear. I was kind of hoping they'd make a black one since it's white like this, but then I also thought, when that scratches, that would look even worse. So this build is actually IP67 water resistant, so it can dunk underwater temporarily, which is very impressive because this disc is easily removable. So you push in on the metal disc and twist like a child safety lock, and then the back pops right off, and you can replace the battery that way. That's your CR2032. That should last about a year. Fun fact, that's the same battery that's in a lot of car key fobs, including Tesla's. I wish it was a little bit thinner, or like a little bit flatter basically, because I'm not putting this in my wallet. This is actually too thick for, I have a pretty minimal type wallet situation where maybe something a little flatter or squared off would have actually worked better. So this would be an area where Tile still does have a bit of an advantage because they'll happily make all sorts of different shapes and sizes, and they do make a flatter, squarer version where looks like this is the only size and shape AirTag will have for a while. So all right, now that I have an AirTag, what can it actually do? Because this thing that I just got, it doesn't have any like sort of pinholes or any loops built in. So while you can just get one of these for $29, that by itself isn't very useful if you want to actually attach it to something and not just toss it in a bag. So you have to spend another little bit to get a keychain or a loop or something to actually attach it to an object. Those will start somewhere around 10 to 15 bucks, all the way up to 450 bucks apparently. So Apple makes a couple good ones that they sent for me to try. This red leather keychain ring is solid. You snap the AirTag in the pocket with this buckle, and then you're pretty much good to go. I took off the gigantic metal ring and I just used my existing key ring instead. It's a little smaller. Worked fine. Then they also make these bag tag things called loops. So again, you just snap the AirTag in there with the button, and then you wrap the thing around itself or a handle or a strap on a bag to secure it in place. Doesn't stand out too much, I guess, but if I'm doing a backpack, maybe I'll just put it inside the bag, honestly. It's almost just as functional. But then there's a bunch of third-party ones too that I've already started to see the announcements of. Belkin is making some $12 straps and key rings. Nomad is doing a more premium, like covered leather version, and also a glasses strap, which is hilarious. Moment also made some hard shell ones with adhesive, so you can slap it on the back of a TV remote or on a drone, maybe something you might lose. And Dbrand also made a combo tag keychain that's customizable because, of course, you can skin the tag itself. So, the moment of truth. You lost something, right? So you need to find, I lost my keys, for example, right? So they're somewhere around here in this room. I don't know exactly where they are, but I know I've got an AirTag on them. So this will be your experience if you have an iPhone 11 or 12, one of the latest ones that has the U1 chip inside. So first you open the Find My app, which you've probably already seen, and that attempts to locate any of your iCloud connected devices and puts them on a map. I have a lot, sorry. But over in the Items tab, you have a list, and you can tap on the thing you're trying to find, and you can play a sound from the AirTag's built-in speaker. Or if it's nearby enough, you can go through this pretty sweet, directed precision finding experience. So that's pretty sweet. It's pretty straightforward to just follow it until you find the thing. You can trigger that UI anytime you're within Bluetooth range. I found it's effective right at about 30 feet. As soon as you go over 30 feet, not so much, but once you're following it, you get closer and it's starting to give you sounds, and actually when you get really close, haptics. So that made it really easy to find my keys. But also the play sound thing, pretty traditional, still works. It's not as sexy of a demo, but obviously if your keys are nearby and you just hit it, that's pretty good. That's actually impressively loud for a speaker that I can't even see. So you can initiate that fun finding UI from about 30 feet away from the tag I found, basically within range of the ultra wideband signal. If you try when you're too far away, it's gonna say your signal's too weak, but then it does still let you play a sound from however far away you are. With that button, you can follow the sound until you're within 30 feet, then it starts to direct you. So overall, I'm gonna give precision finding like a 9 out of 10. Honestly, it works very well. Basically, as long as you're in the same room as the thing you're trying to find, you should be able to find it pretty quickly. Now, let's say you really lose something. Like you're not in the same room anymore, you're not even in the same place. You leave your backpack on the train, you get off the train, and then the train's gone, it's off to the next station. That is actually, I think, probably the most impressive part of this whole Find My experience with AirTags. So you go into the Find My UI, select the item, and mark it as lost. Now at this point, hopefully there are other iPhones nearby, and it can help passively update the location of your AirTag on the map. But when you mark it as lost, it lets you enter a phone number and a message for the people that find it. Now, number one, this is probably what's gonna make AirTags way better than Tile, just because Tile is dependent on being around other tiles and people that actively use Tile. This Find My thing is dependent on other iOS devices around, and there's just iPhones everywhere. It depends on where you live, of course, but there's a lot of iPhones around to constantly help you find your lost AirTag. But then, here's where it gets interesting, it doesn't depend always on an iPhone. So if I happen to find this AirTag, I just saw it on a train or something, and I have an Android phone, I can scan this AirTag just like any other NFC tag. And it'll pop up and actually bring up a website that shows me the phone number and the message that was left on that AirTag. Then hopefully I'll call that number, maybe text you and get it back to you. Now if I pass by on an iPhone, I've tried, it doesn't seem like anything happens if I'm just near another AirTag, but if I'm a little more proactive about it, I can open the Find My app, go over to items, and then scroll down to identify found item. Then the lost AirTag shows up here with that message and the phone number that was left on it. Either way though, it's smart. It's kind of like a 21st century luggage tag situation where I was thinking like, maybe I'll just put it inside my backpack, but I want someone who finds my backpack to see the AirTag. So in previous days, you see a little luggage tag on something, it's got a phone number, you can call the person, give them the thing back. If I see an AirTag, it's like a digital version of it, I scan it, I get the same information, hopefully I get the thing back to them. Now, the last tidbit has to do with security actually. So, have you ever thought what would happen if someone tried to use an AirTag maliciously? Like they tried to literally track someone with it, like slip it in their car or in their bag? Well, Apple has thought of that. And basically, if you have an iPhone and your iPhone notices that it seems like an AirTag is following it around, it will actually notify you and play a little sound. Now, if you're in a car with someone for a while, then your AirTag would be close to a stranger's iPhone for a while, and maybe it would look like it's following them around. But I looked it up, it won't notify them because it's still with you. So it only starts triggering that weird, hey, this might be following you, once the AirTag is separated from its owner. So it makes a lot of sense. That's smart. I was thinking about that train situation earlier. Like, if I left my backpack on a train with an AirTag in it, it would be separated from the owner, obviously, and now it's going to look like that AirTag is following around somebody who is also on the train, and it will probably ping them, and that would probably help you find your backpack faster. But either way, that's it. That's about as much as I can say about a little $29 white puck. It's useful, of course, but now you pretty much know everything you need to know about AirTags and if this is for you and if you should get one. Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.